Rodgers and company right off the bat. Evan McPherson to kick off for the Bengals. Gainwell and Williams are back to receive. It is Keyshawn Williams up past the 30 and is tackled at the 32. So here he comes, Aaron Rodgers. Ended last season with the Jets. Thought it might be over. He didn't know. Pittsburgh came a-calling. Had some great meetings with Mike Tomlin. And here he is, leading the team to a 4-1 mark. One thing that he's very happy about tonight is there's no Trey Hendrickson, the great pass rusher of the Bengals, who is out tonight. Shamar Stewart will get the start in his spot. And off we go from the 31-yard line. Rodgers to the air, checks it down underneath, breaking a tackle, and another one, and then stopped after a gain of about 3 is Jalen Warren, who splits time in the backfield with Kenneth Gainwell. Second down.
And right away, you get a feel for one of the keys in this game, which is, are the Bengals going to be able to tackle the Pittsburgh Steelers? It's been a real issue for this secondary and for this defense. And the Steelers rely on a lot of quick throws and a lot of yards after the catch. Bengals got to tackle well.
A ton after the catch, especially with somebody like DK Metcalf. The number 2 receiver is inactive tonight, Calvin Austin. 2nd and 6. And the pass to the outside, you got a flag down.
Okay. Movement by the tight end, Jonnu Smith.
Before the snap.
Offense number 81. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Clay Martin. Tonight's referee. Make it 2nd down and 11.
Big thing for Pittsburgh. Obviously, they have an advantage as far as the matchup, but these are the things that they cannot do on the road, especially early. You see them there, just a little flinch. Crowd noise a factor here right now. This place is going nuts.
Rodgers looks to his right and throws over the middle. The pass is incomplete. I mean, the Steelers travel well, but you look around the stadium tonight and everybody's in white. A very predominant Bengals crowd, which you would figure it's their home game, it's their home city and all that. Yeah. But the Steelers sometimes, especially like in Los Angeles, they overwhelm the place.
Oh yeah, they'll take a stadium over if you let them. But Thursday night game, the whiteout. It's like the Bengal fans have shown up. It's a big 3rd down here. Let's see what this defense can do against Aaron Rodgers.
3rd and 11. Empty the backfield. Rodgers deep down the right sideline. Had his man. It is Metcalf making the catch. So on 3rd and 11, you've got Metcalf at 6'4" going against DJ Turner at 5'11". They figure to be matched up all night long. That confrontation is won by Metcalf for a gain to 39.
And a big risk you take. Jordan Battle taking the crosser away. Great job, as you'd expect from Aaron Rodgers. Looking to safety off. He sees the one-on-one opportunity, and this is a tough ask for anybody. Turner's their best cover man against DK Metcalf. Great job with the line, giving Rodgers the time on that 3rd down throw.
Extra lineman in. You got 6 offensive linemen here. A little toss back here to Warren. Warren cuts it back. You're going to hear Clay Martin tonight a lot as we get set for the play, saying so-and-so is eligible.
Get ready for that. Spencer Anderson, 74. We're going to keep an eye on him. We talked with Arthur Smith, the offensive coordinator. We've seen this jumbo package trickled in. And when you put 74 and 80 together on one side and you add the offensive tackle, you're looking at 1,000 pounds of weight trying to set the edge.
Yeah, Washington is listed at 264. Fat chance.
Here they are together up top.
2nd and 3. Washington in motion. Toss back here, 1st down, and a lot more. Good run by Jalen Warren. So the Steelers on the march on the game's opening drive.
And now what a blessing to be able to follow this. You got one tight end going in motion, 80, and then 74, you're going to follow him around. So the weight looks like it's on the right side, but now it moves to the left side. And these guys are athletic enough, despite their size, to be able to pull them around. So you think they're overset on one side, and then they move. and now you're all the way moving from the left to the right.
These guys should do a "Where's the Beef" commercial. From the 14. On the ground again. Warren again. Picks up 4, gets to the 10-yard line, 2nd and 6.
Now, there's been a lot of talk about Darnell Washington, watching him come out of Georgia. He was kind of a little bit on the back burner because of Brock Bowers, but he has really taken off in Pittsburgh. And, we know what he can do as a blocker, as a guy that's up around 300 pounds. He's a mismatch also in the pass game. And there, what a good job of establishing that left side there against Barrett Carter, the rookie out of Clemson.
Gainwell is now the back. Connor Haywood in at fullback. Rodgers to his left. Rodgers to the end zone and off the fingertips in the end zone and incomplete. Trying to get it to Connor Haywood, who scored a touchdown on Sunday.
Arthur Smith gives you a lot of different looks. Here's Connor Haywood, their 4th tight end, lined up as a fullback. They just sneak him out of the backfield against Geno Stone. Look at this ball, very close to the connection for the touchdown. Giving them a lot of different looks, making this defense have to adjust to not just different personnel groupings, different motions and formations.
We've seen that look from Rodgers through the years. 3rd and 6. Rodgers buying time. Going to his right, directing traffic. Throws, and it is hauled in for the touchdown by Jonnu Smith. So Aaron Rodgers, as he has done so often through the years, extends the play, waits for the open man, finds him, and gives Pittsburgh the lead.
Well, he has all kinds of time. And without Trey Hendrickson, this offense, or this defensive line has a hard time getting any kind of pressure. And how about the mobility of Aaron Rodgers? This is a big question with him at his age, the Achilles, the surgery that he had a couple years ago. But these last few weeks, he's been moving around and looking as athletic as he's looked at any point in his career.
Boswell for the extra point. Pittsburgh had no opening drive touchdowns last season. They've already had 3 this season. 7-0 Steelers. Ball with Baltimore in 2012. 2 stints with Cleveland. Traded to Cincinnati on the 7th of October. He had a rough first half at Green Bay last Sunday, but then lighted it up in the second half.
He sure did. Yeah, the whole offense came alive.
Kept him in the game. Boswell's kickoff fielded at the 2-yard line. Taj Brooks, rookie out of Texas Tech, takes this one back out to the 27-yard line. So again, with Joe Burrow on the shelf at least until December, they hope Flacco can do the job. They went with Jake Browning, but he couldn't do the job over a 3-game stretch. And as they say, they went to the emergency line and picked up this guy.
Well, imagine there's, of course, a good look at Joe Burrow, try to help Joe Flacco out tonight. Imagine being in a new place, and in 10 days, you're playing 2 NFL games as a starting quarterback in 10 days.
Against pretty good teams, too.
Yep.
Green Bay and Pittsburgh. They started on the ground to give it to Brown, and he will get stopped by Cam Hayward at the 29-yard line. The one thing Cincinnati has not been able to do this year is run the ball. They are dead last in rushing.
Yeah, they have not been able to run the football for a number of years. This is an offense built around the health of Joe Burrow, and Zach Taylor, that's usually what he has is Joe Burrow and these great receivers, and they'll sprinkle in just enough of the running game, but they really are going to live or die by Jamar Chase and T. Higgins in their vertical pass game.
You see the numbers. They're averaging 57 yards per game on the ground, by far the worst in the league. Nobody's really even close. 2nd and 8, and down he goes. That time it's Keanu Benton coming through the middle, the nose tackle up through the middle for the sack.
Well, they're creating one-on-one opportunities. PQ, Patrick Queen, watch him walk up, and by walking up, he's going to eat up some offensive linemen, and now he creates some doubt, indecision by the rookie Jalen Rivers at right guard. And Benton is a guy, he's not just up there eating up space and is a road grader stopping the run game. You can see what he can do, the quickness that he has. He hit that crease and got into the backfield.
5 wide on the 3rd and 14. Fires and caught. And he's going to pick up the first down as the crowd salutes T. Higgins. So it looked like they were on the way to giving up a touchdown, and then a 3-and-out, and all of a sudden Flacco connects for a gain of 18.
Yeah, you just got to marvel at the timing of this. 3rd down and long against this defense. They sit back and play zone, only rush 4. But as you see, that safety gets down quickly. Means you hit that back foot on your drop. The ball's got to be out immediately to give T. Higgins a chance to catch the ball and then get down to protect himself. What a play by the offense there to convert on 3rd down.
On the ground and stuffed after a 3-yard gain. That's Deshaun Elliott, who had a dozen tackles last Sunday in the game against Cleveland. Stops him there after a gain of 4.
Chase Brown might have been the most shocked person in this stadium. You know, he has been hit behind the line of scrimmage in over half of his carries. Think about that. 58% of the time he's carried the ball, he's been hit behind the line of scrimmage. There he saw a crease. He didn't know what to do with it.
You saw his average 2.7. The league average is always around 4.4. Flacco gets rid of it in a hurry. Looks for Higgins again, and that's incomplete. Covered well. 3rd down and 6.
That's going to be a great matchup. You know, Mike Tomlin and Terrell Alston, the defensive coordinator, when they go up against these receivers, a lot of times with Joey Porter, now in his 3rd year out of Penn State, you wonder how do you go out and defend these receivers? Well, they move Joey Porter with his length over T. Higgins. He'll follow him a lot of times, and they'll double up Jamar Chase. Now, they didn't on the last 3rd down. Let's see what they do here against Higgins and Chase, and if they try to take them away on 3rd down.
3rd and 6, bunch 3 receivers to the left. 4-man rush, hangs in the pocket, throws complete. And that time Jamar Chase makes the catch, but only for a short gain. Juan Thornhill making the tackle. It'll be 4th and 4.
What a play by Thornhill. Watch him sit back. He's almost waiting because of this bunch to see where does one go. He's going underneath. I'm going with him. Great job of just kind of mirroring the threat on 3rd down, knowing they want to get him the football, and a good job of coming down and keeping him well short of the 1st down marker.
Brian Rico to send it down to Keyshawn Williams, the rookie out of Indiana, who drifts over to his right, makes the grab at the 16-yard line, and brings it back out to the 28. About halfway through the opening quarter on this Thursday night in Cincinnati. Rodgers back to work, and the Steelers up 7-0. Yes. Went past Brett Favre earlier this year. His predecessor had 5.08 in his career. 1st down from the 26. Slip to Warren. Warren, good run. Warren out to the 39-yard line. 1st down.
That's a great way to start that drive. Let's go back to the previous drive. On that 3rd and 11, Aaron Rodgers kind of whispering over to DK Metcalf, hey, if we get that one-on-one matchup, let's take it. Sells the out and up right at the 1st down marker, and then he's able to pull away. Look at the location of that football on 3rd and 11.
From the 38, quick throw, catch made. Metcalf again. Metcalf came over from Seattle in a trade after they parted ways with George Pickens, sent him down to Dallas and replaced him with this guy.
Yeah, it's been amazing. You know, the first 4 weeks of the season, mostly quick game and underneath throws. And then after the bye, they were able to focus a little bit more against Cleveland of opening up the offense, took a couple more shots downfield. 2 of 4 on those deep shots last week, and we saw already here in this opening series, they take a shot with one-on-one coverage and hit it.
49.
Little flea flicker. Rodgers buys time, throws, and that's incomplete. Covered well that time by the Bengals, who weren't fooled.
You can see Aaron Rodgers is frustrated there. Little miscommunication, even with the motion. I don't think everybody was on the same page. Scotty Miller ended up going in motion, but Aaron Rodgers with that flea flicker, he's rolling to his right, but all the receivers are to his left. So just a little mix-up, and another 3rd down here for Pittsburgh.
The caption on those facial expressions by Aaron, ever the perfectionist. 3rd and 4.
Comes the hard count. Try to get the 1st down.
Play clock at 1. Rodgers dancing deep downfield and a little too deep that time for Jonnu Smith, who caught the touchdown pass, fourth down.
Well, he had Josh Newton on him, and Josh Newton is a corner, but he's got some good size to him, and you would think this is a matchup advantage for Pittsburgh, but you could see the awareness and a little bit of hand contact, but a good job of getting his eyes back to the quarterback. If that ball's on the money, I think he's close enough there to be able to make a play on it.
Corliss Waitman to punt for Pittsburgh. Charlie Jones sets up at the 10-yard line. Waitman gets it away. Jones will call for and make the fair catch at the 17-yard line. And that is where the Bengals begin this drive. So Aaron Rodgers, you know what his emotions are. All
to select defensive players. It identifies them as a threat to blitz the quarterback. It's generated by Prime's AI on an every down basis. So keep alert for those red orbs.
From the 17-yard line to the outside, Jamar Chase fights his way for a gain of 8. Tackled there by Elliott. It'll be second down and short.
One of the matchups tonight that'll be critical for Joe Flacco in this offense to figure out, of course, is T.J. Watt on one side and Nick Herbig and Alex Highsmith on the other. And right now, the rookie out of Ohio State, Jack Sawyer's in the game, so they're trying to keep everybody fresh. They've got a great deal of depth there at those outside linebacker spots, but can the Bengals protect Flacco tonight against that edge pressure?
Right now, second down and 2. Changing at the line. Chase Brown is the back. Flacco gets rid of it in a hurry, and it's incomplete. Double coverage there. Crowd wants a flag, and they get one. Joey Porter covering on the play. Get the call. Play Martin.
Pass interference. Defense number 24. Spot foul. Automatic first down.
We just talked about Joey Porter a lot of times traveling with T. Higgins, and the Steelers not afraid to play man-to-man. That's pretty obvious. I mean, both the right and the left hand. The left hand got in there and grabbed a hold of the jersey. And you can see that's kind of a game within a game. We talked about the outside linebackers and the pressure. The other obvious matchup is Chase and Higgins against his secondary.
14-yard penalty. First down up at the 39-yard line. A little more than 5 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Pass over the middle, a little too high. Trying to get it there to Chase, incomplete. Second and 10.
That's a rare occurrence. Ball looked like it went through his hands. Looked like he started to time his jump and maybe lost his footing. Slay's thinking, man, I could have had a pick. It might have gone off his face mask. Through the hands, then off the face. Yeah, right there of Darius Slay. Got on Slay pretty quickly after it went off the hands of Jamar Chase.
Slay a ring last year with the Philadelphia Eagles. First year here. Gain of 3 there. Samaje Perine. What a 4-yard pickup. It'll be third down and 5.
You gotta understand that Zach Taylor realizes even though the numbers show they struggle to run the football, you go against this kind of pass rush. The best thing he can do for his tackles tonight is be able to make them think that the run is in play. You can't run for 45 yards against the Steelers. You've got to be able to continue to be bullish with that run game on early downs.
Third and 5. Hangs in the pocket. Finds his man underneath. Picks up the first down. Gets it to Noah Fant, with whom Flacco played when they were both in Denver.
A little bit of a delay where he comes out, but watch the eyes of Flacco move the linebackers. He looks left, he clears them out. Peyton Wilson, and then just really checks it down. Here's a look at T.J. Watt. Gets a little bit of a chip there from the tight end before he made that catch and leaked out.
Now from the Pittsburgh 48-yard line. Flacco, look out, hit as he throws, and it's dropped. It's dropped by Chase Brown. Deshaun Elliott came in on a blitz, knocks Flacco down, and then Brown can't handle it. Second down.
Yeah, Elliott comes. Also, Queen comes on a kind of a green dog blitz, waiting to see what the back's doing. And if he catches this ball, he's got another 20 yards after the catch. Heck of a job by Joe Flacco to see that blitz and know what the answer is that quickly in this offensive structure. He had the answer. The back just dropped it.
Paid the price, got knocked down. Second down, 10. On the ground now. This is Pirine to the 44-yard line. He goes. It'll be 3rd down and 6 with 3:40 to go in the opening frame.
So far, 2 of 3 on 3rd down. You got to think Pittsburgh, they've done a good job of mixing up their looks, but they're trying to keep Zach Taylor and Joe Flacco off guard. Remember, as good as Joe Flacco is, he's still new to this system, so you could affect his eyes with pre to post snap looks. It's amazing how comfortable he looks just in 10 days in this offense.
Yosavash in motion, sets up in the slot now on the left side. Play clock down to 2. And they whistle that one dead. We got a false start on the part of the Bengals.
False start. Offense 71. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Right tackle Amarius Mims.
Well, we're used to talking about the job that Aaron Rodgers does with the snap count. Good job of using that hard count, but Mims ends up moving. But he's going to pull the defense off sides.
Now you got Ramsey on Chase. 3rd down and 11. And reaching for it and unable to hold on. Yosavash. Joey Porter was there. Would have been close to a 1st down. Instead it's 4th and 11.
He got to the inside of Porter, and Flacco wants to get him the ball just to have a chance there to run after the catch. And usually he's very sure-handed. He dropped a few last week against Green Bay. They get him the ball, and especially with all the attention that 1 and 5 are going to get on the outside, he's got to have a big night for this Bengals offense, and he drops that big throw there on 3rd down.
After Brown had dropped another throw earlier. So the drive bogs down. Rico to punt. Keyshawn Williams, the rookie from Indiana, back to try to hold it in, which he will, maybe, but he gets hit. He called for the fair catch, and then he gets whacked by P.J. Jules, and the flag comes in.
It's just a lack of awareness. Just never found the football. He wasn't coming down with bad intentions. He just got lost on where he was.
Kicking team number 37, 15 yards. 1st down, timeout.
So fair catch interference, pretty clear right there. 2:45.
Get from there.
Marty took it from there. Couple of championships along the way. You were a big Reds fan.
Oh,
we know that.
You kidding me?
Pittsburgh now starts from the 27-yard line on this drive. Scored on their opening drive, lead 7-0. Pass is caught on the outside. This is Roman Wilson.
So in this town, listening to Reds baseball, just so you know, is sacred. My generation, as you said, I would go to bed at night listening to Marty Brennaman and Joe Nuxall. A lot of people would go and listen to you and Nuxie call games, right?
I heard George Clooney once. I met him and he said, I was the kid in bed with the transistor radio. I said, you?
Absolutely.
2nd and 6. Rodgers buys a lot of time and then finds his man on the outside. It's Jonnu Smith. So Aaron once again extending the play, buying time, picking up the first.
41 years old, set it on after the first drive. I don't care how old he is.
Number 74.
74, come on back into the game. Welcome aboard, Spencer Anderson. Like Al said, you'll be hearing that a lot. But Aaron Rodgers right now not getting pressured. Trey Hendrickson with him out. This is a defensive line that cannot get after the quarterback unless they blitz.
From the 40. Toss it back. Big gain here for Gainwell, former Philadelphia Eagle. Comes over, been splitting time with Jalen Warren.
How's that? That's 1,200 pounds. Look at 80 handling the outside linebacker, Demetrius Knight. I mean, how would you like to run behind that? We saw Warren. Now you get a look at Gainwell, who's been a great addition, coming over from Philly.
Hey, spot Trey.
How'd you like to defend that? 1 minute to play in the first quarter.
Double
And they're averaging almost 9 yards a carry running the football right now.
Take the play clock all the way down. A little juggle by Rodgers, but he's able to get it away to Gainwell. Short gain. To Kaylee we go.
Guys, you got to be about your business when Darnell Washington is run blocking. That's the warning Pat Queen had for any defender going up against that huge dude who can also run routes and get vertical, as he called him. But hey, don't judge Washington based only on that menacing frame. Jalen Warren told me Washington's a comedian. How about that?
Well, yeah, he's a comedian until you have to defend him.
Hey,
But at some point, Kirk, he could wind up as the left tackle, couldn't he?
He could, yeah.
And make a lot more
Like
money
a lot of money
that you make as a tight end. But first things first, 2nd and 10. Pass goes to the outside, staying in bounds. Picking up extra yardage that time is Jalen Warren. And that will take us to the end of the first quarter. End of one in Cincinnati. Rivalry game. So the Steelers have now gone 56 consecutive regular season games, 7 or fewer points in the first quarter. That's the equivalent of about almost 3.5 seasons. Arthur Smith is the offensive coordinator. Not long ago, the head coach of the Tennessee Titans. 3rd down and 3 now as we start the second quarter in Cincinnati. And you've got Warren on the ground. Picking up the first is they'll spot it just inside the 40-yard line.
There's Al Golden, the new defensive coordinator for the Cincinnati Bengals, came over from Notre Dame, had a good run over there with the Fighting Irish. Of course, was here before that as a linebacker coach, so very familiar with some of these players and what they're trying to do. It's really a transition period. You see Barrett Carter, 49, now the rookie with the green dot. Logan Wilson playing some tonight because they go to that jumbo look, but the captain of this defense has not been playing as much as he'd like.
Yeah, Golden's still trying to figure it out and get it together with these guys as Gainwell takes the toss and gets popped after a gain of 4 by Geno Stone. Of course, they parted ways with Lou Anarumo, and he went up the freeway to Indianapolis, and what a job he's been doing. So Golden comes in for Anarumo, and meanwhile this defense, 30th in points, 31st in yards, and 31st against the pass, 28th against the run.
Well, coaches will be the first ones to tell you how much, you're a great coach when you have great players. Yeah. And Lou 3 or 4 or 5 years ago was looked at as a premier head coach. And then all of a sudden, the last couple of years, they have quite the personnel, and everybody said, well, somebody's got to be the fall guy. See you later. He goes to Indy, and as you said, doing a heck of a job there.
2nd and 7, pass caught, first down. And then it'll provide Jono Smith with another catch. He's already caught 3 now, including a touchdown for 28 yards.
This has been most of Aaron Rodgers' attack this year with Art Smith. It's just a lot of quick throws. So he looked left, came back right. How about the addition of Jonnu Smith and being able to pick up him? You send Minka down to Miami, you get Jonnu Smith and Jalen Ramsey, and both those guys have been big impact players for the Steelers.
Timeout taken by the Bengals.
Cincinnati takes their first time out of the half. 30 seconds.
You're talking about the quarterbacks and both of them getting rid of the ball quickly. But that's the entire National Football League right now.
It really is.
What it's become.
Yeah, and I think it's an answer to the trend defensively where you're putting a lot of shell, two safeties back, forcing teams like Patrick Mahomes and so many. That's really where it started, was with Kansas City. And everybody now is saying, okay, let's take away that firepower. Let's keep 2 safeties back, make these quarterbacks be patient. And you see it all over, but with a guy like Aaron Rodgers is so quick to see it and so quick to get it out with that quick release. And I'll tell you, they have 1 receiver, DK Metcalf, and they got 4 tight ends. They have a unique way of attacking you. It's very different from what most defenses see week in and week out.
Yeah, make them, if they're going to score on a 14-play drive.
Yep.
Not on a quick strike. Quick flip there again. Nice move, and picking up 9 that time is Scotty Miller. Played with Tampa Bay with Tom Brady back when Brady was with the Buccaneers in 2020.
And see, this is one where it's a run play, but then he just has an alert with it where he's looking out there and he's saying he gave a little quick hand signal. He's just going to flip it out there. Offensive line's running a run play. He does this all the time. Flips it out there. He's got space and gets positive yards on 1st and 10.
Second and
Hey,
one.
double 44. Hey, B. Go.
Warren cuts inside, picks up the first down. Still on the move. Inside the 10, there's a flag down for the moment. He's into the end zone. However, flag is down back at the 21-yard line.
That's a holding now by Darnell Washington.
Offense number 54. 10-yard
saw
penalty.
80.
Replay first down.
54, they're calling it on Zach Frazier.
Yeah. Well, I think you could get it on either Darnell Washington or Zach Frazier, but it happened right in front where he flips the ball. Here's 54, obviously right in the middle. You know, the cutback, sometimes the defense tries to use leverage to get back and grab it onto the jersey.
So that negates a Pittsburgh touchdown, makes it 2nd down and 11.
Go. Husky. Go.
Rodgers surveys, has time, on the move, buys more time, fakes a toss, slides to a stop at the 20-yard line.
It's just incredible how little of a pass rush this Bengals defense has without Trey Hendrickson. It's just a non-factor. You know, I mean, this offensive line's good, but Aaron Rodgers is back there. Let's see. Step around, step out, little slide.
Whistle while you work, huh?
Right.
3rd and 5.
Go. Liz.
Rodgers 9 of 13 for 97 yards. Looking for a completion, number 10. Avoids the sack, rolls to his left, has time again. The pass is hauled in a little short of the first down by Gainwell. So he finds the man. It's going to be 4th down and 1.
Well, that time Osai did a good job of getting some pressure. It's the first time really we've seen that without a blitz where somebody got in there early enough to make Rodgers have to roll out. But with the completion, they got a shot here to go for it, and they are. I'd go with that big outfit, bring Spencer Anderson and Darnell Washington. Oh, look at this.
Yep. Check this out. And they run a little push, but a flag is down.
False start. Offense on the right guard. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Yeah, Mason McCormick jumped a little bit early. You know, they put Connor Hayward under center, the tight end. And, you know, just putting him in there, sometimes it can affect the rhythm. You really see the whole right side of the offensive line firing out there before the ball was snapped. So that penalty will push them back, and they're going to have to settle for a field goal. This is their version of the tush push.
Oh, look at that with Washington.
He's a grown man.
Rodgers is just standing back there. He's not getting involved in that. Meanwhile, here's Boswell to attempt a 41-yard field goal in his 11th season, right down the middle. So they have to, he knew what he was doing.
Oh, certainly did.
For sure. Talking about the trade of Flacco inside the division. P. Ryan running back to the 29-yard line. Yeah, well, there's, 19 years in the league. He's the longest tenured manager or coach in baseball, football, basketball, or hockey right now. So you always know where Mike stands. And he was not happy about that particular trade at this time of the season.
I think it's amazing that he just said what he thought. It was, people are like, oh, you got to play Cleveland. Are you sure you want to just, he's like, I've been doing this long enough. I'm just, when certain things happen, I'm not going to hold back. I'm going to say what I think and why you want to help a team within your division.
Mm-hmm. From the 23-yard line, Chase Brown, and they chase him down, but not until he picks up a gain almost to midfield.
This is a good job by the offensive line. They walked Deshaun Elliott up. Look at all these Pittsburgh Steelers jerseys up there. But a heck of a job on that outside zone play, just pushing it, just clearing it out and letting Chase Brown have some room to work. Like I said, he's not had very many opportunities like that. He's got great vision. He's powerful, has outstanding acceleration. And that time, heck of a job by that left side of the offensive line to open that one up.
Longest run of the season by plenty, 27 yards. The longest run of the season to this point had been 13 yards. Now timeout is taken.
30 seconds.
Even when we're talking about getting traded in your division, first quarterback since 1974 when the Dallas Cowboys sent Craig Morton from the Cowboys to the New York Giants.
That's what Mike Tomlin's referring to. It's been a
1000%.
long time.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people were even surprised, that when Parsons got traded inside the NFC.
Yeah.
Granted, and Dallas was going to play Green Bay a couple of weeks later, too.
Right. And with Jake Browning, I mean, he shows what he's done over the last couple of years that he's capable. With Joe Burrow down, it just felt like Jake Browning, 8 interceptions in 3 games. It was a lifeless franchise. And Joe Flacco, as you saw in the second half last week, brought some hope and some belief.
And first down, checks it down. Whoa, look out. Brown pays the price. Chuck Clark. Been doing that for a few years. Former Baltimore Raven knocks him down. Spot the ball on second down. It'll be second down and 16.
Now that looked like he was in the flat. He was in center field. I mean, he came 20 to 25 yards, just almost mirroring Chase Brown out of the backfield and timed that up perfectly in the open field. Great play by Clark.
9 minutes to halftime. 4-man rush. Moves off the spot. Completes the pass to the 45-yard line. The Yosevak down. 3rd and 10.
You hear the crowd giving him a kind of a mockery of a cheer. Mentioned the drops last week and, dropping one early tonight. Can't believe that was encouragement.
Yeah, that was the old Bronx cheer. About 800 miles west. 3rd and 10. Or a little less than that. Flacco fires over the middle. Finds his man. 30-yard line. Right on the money to Jamar Chase. And that gets the crowd back into it. First down.
Good job here by Zach Taylor, chipping both sides. Fant on T.J. Watt and P. Ryan on the other side to help out Orlando Brown. So Joe Flacco with enough time, and that's the big key. Will he have time to allow Jamar Chase and T. Higgins win tonight? That time he did on 3rd and 10. Bengals holding up okay on the offensive line and pass pro so far.
Flacco 7 of 11 for 51. Quick throw, juggled. Lucky that he holds on to it. Picks up 8. Jamar Chase. Almost lost it 3 times.
Yeah, he did. But Joe Flacco, what he does a great job of is just seeing that for whatever reason, the Steelers gave him soft coverage, a cushion. He saw it, did not hesitate at all, and immediately fired it out there to Jamar Chase. There's the cushion by Slay. Heck of a job. The athletic ability ends up helping him out with that spin move to get down the sideline away from Slay.
Chase as good as it gets at wide out in the NFL. 4 catches, 32 yards. P. Ryan in the backfield, and now you got a flag here. And Clay Martin checking with his mates.
Offense number 80, 5-yard penalty, second down.
Part of last week, what I think stood out to a lot of people that watched Cincinnati play, when he got in on a Tuesday night from Cleveland, tried to learn the playbook with Zach Taylor. The operation, forget about winning and losing, the operation, not having a lot of penalties, knowing where to go with the football, it blew a lot of people's minds watching Flacco do that. There tonight you hear 80 on the penalty, but that was a mix-up maybe with Joe and the offensive line, so you didn't see a lot of that at all against the Packers last week.
Second down, 8. With a good run here. Samaje Perine picks up the first. Tackled there by Elliott.
And a heck of a job by Drew Sample does a good job right here, just kind of kicking out, pushing Herbig to the outside, and then Tinsley gets up underneath to be able to help out as a receiver trying to dig out his safety. He's working up to 23 there, so actually goes over into the inside on 22. So good job there. This is the best they've looked all year, running the football and moving people around.
7th play of a drive that started back at their own 28-yard line. Flacco fires, batted, and then it's caught there by T. Higgins. And a fight for it. The Steelers think they have the ball. A wrestling match. Officials come in to grab a closer look. Who's got it?
Well, when they went down, T. Higgins.
On the field is a catch. 2nd down.
Yeah, tell you, it's a tip by Cam Hayward. The Steelers are notorious for doing this. 97 gets a hand on the ball. Look at the length by T. Higgins. Look at the hands. Right hand is under. That's a catch. But the beauty of being 6'4" and having that kind of wingspan. And then, of course, he catches everything with his hands. That was a big play.
Well, Hayward's been batting passes down for all of his 15 years in the NFL. On the ground here, taking it for a 1st down and a 1st and goal set up by Chase Brown. So they finally get a running game going after 6.5 games.
Yeah, and again, Drew Sample, Pittsburgh getting really aggressive down in this red zone area, bringing these linebackers. Sample again picks up a blitz, would-be blitz there by Patrick Queen. And then a combination block by the rookie Jalen Rivers and Ted Karras opened that up for the 1st down.
1st and goal. Fake to Brown, pass, caught, touchdown. Jamar Chase. 72-yard drive in 9 plays.
Al, I'll just add, you got to complete the process of the catch even in the end zone. This ball comes out when he spins around and goes to the ground. I'll be surprised if they hold this one up. Watch the ball come out. Unfortunately, he does not complete the process of the catch, and I think they'll wave this one off.
So they're lined up for the extra point, but if the officials see what we're seeing, they're going to bring it back.
Terry, you want to jump in here real quick?
Yeah, Kirk, it's clearly incomplete. He never gets control.
After an expedited review, the pass has been ruled incomplete.
Right, he never gets 2 feet down with control and has the ball long enough for when that comes into the game. It's incomplete.
I think sometimes there's confusion on completing the process of the catch in the end zone, outside of the end zone. Terry clearing that up perfectly for us. And you can see the ball was never secured once he hits the ground. Yeah.
You've got assistant Chuck Clark, who made the contact. So Chase can't hold on. Back we go to 10-0. And it's 2nd down and goal.
At the 8-yard line, 2nd down.
So 10th play of this drive. It started back at the 28-yard line. Flacco lost one. Chase makes this catch. Touchdown. There's a flag down. Ramsey looking back. Ramsey's trying to get offensive interference called.
Pass interference. Defense number 5. Penalties decline. Result of the play is a touchdown.
But it's on Ramsey.
This is a matchup everybody wants to see. Jalen Ramsey against Jamar Chase. Condensed in tight to give him more room to work with. Ramsey there, that's the, you can see him kind of acting with both guys pushing on each other. Perfectly thrown football. You knew Jamar Chase was not going to drop that one.
So now the extra point with McPherson to try to make it 10-7. And that is the score now with 4:38. So Chase with a drop comes right back, makes the catch, 3-point game.
This year in the NFL, you can see that the Bengals are trying to deal with Aaron Rodgers, not only the threat of that jumbo package and getting lined up and dealing with the physicality, but now with number 8 back there, you got to get ready for the ball being out quick. Then you can get lulled to sleep and they can double move you like they did to DK in that opening drive and hit you for a big one.
Rodgers ready to go back to work. McPherson sends this one to the 4-yard line. Gainwell looking for some space. Back up to the 30. Let me clean something up. I said Arthur Smith before. He was the head coach of the Titans. He was the offensive coordinator of the Titans. That led him being the head coach of the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, got his opportunity.
And he'll, knowing what he's doing here, he'll be in the mix again when there are openings.
Totally agree. And I just feel like with Aaron Rodgers and DK Metcalf, new pieces, and offensive line getting more and more comfortable. You got 3 offensive linemen with Frazier, McCormick, and Fatanu, who are just still second-year guys feeling it out. This offense now to week 10, week 12, week 15, it's just growing every single week.
Rodgers telling us last night how much he loves working with Arthur Smith. I can see the similarities. They like to bust each other's chops. Off the fake, going deep downfield, and it's going to be picked off. You've got Jordan Battle, who's had a couple already this season, and Battle with a big run back to the 44, and the crowd is going wild. So Rodgers launching one about 50 yards in the air. Coverage was good, and there's the pick.
And now I think the question is whether or not he was touched. This is Jordan Battle playing center field, reading the eyes with a single high safety. That's where they're going to take their shots to Metcalf, but a heck of a job there. A poor decision by Aaron Rodgers to throw that to the inside. He looks like he was touched by Metcalf right there.
Right there.
The ball come all the way back to about the 24, 23-yard line. See him eyeing that safety. He thinks he's got a shot to take one downtown to DK Metcalf. But I tell you, even the corner, Turner's in really good position, and then Battle comes over and makes the interception.
Ruling on the field was an interception. We're going to take a look to see if the intercepting player was down by contact where he caught the football.
And that appears to be the case.
I mean, the ball right now is at the Pittsburgh 45. I think it's going to go all the way back.
They're walking back already.
Yeah, to the Cincinnati, about 24-yard line.
Review, the intercepting player was down by contact, 24-yard line. It'll be first down at that spot.
One of my favorite things is the expedited review when they put that in. Yeah,
I think it's great. Terry loves it.
25 seconds, 4:25 plays.
Well, so you go from the Pittsburgh 45, you go all the way back to the 24.
31-yard swing.
Yeah, 31 yards, 4:25, plenty of time. Bengals get the ball in the start to second half after deferring. Battle's fired up. He just picked off Aaron Rodgers.
It's another Thursday night game. We've been on some roll lately.
No.
Here we go again. 3-point game, 4.5 to go in the opening half. Big hole here once again. Past the 40 to midfield. And this running game, which was non-existent, is on fire tonight. Chase Brown, this time for 37 yards. He's already run for 74.
Watch Reisner, 66, has a heck of a block sustaining it. You see Ted Karras. What a move there by Chase Brown. And look at Jamar Chase, known for obviously being one of the great receivers, showing some great leadership there. Good effort to get involved, trying to get Porter off of him. I'm as happy and excited about that than one of these catches that he makes. That's leadership right there by Jamar Chase.
This team came in, we mentioned it before, 57 yards per game rushing. Tonight, closing in on 100. Here comes the flag. You got Ramsey and Chase again.
He takes chances. He's very good, very gifted. He's had a great career. But Cincinnati, they're going at him right now.
Defense number 5. This is a spot foul. Automatic first down.
Watch him get Jalen Ramsey to turn his body. Now he gets to the inside. There's the left arm grabbing a hold of Jamar Chase's shoulder. Cincinnati, they told us this week, listen, they're probably going to double team Jamar Chase. They're probably going to put Jalen Ramsey on him. They're going to do everything they can. And guess what? That doesn't mean we can't still go to him. How about the 2 catches he had last week in Green Bay? He was covered.
He's already drawn 6 pass interference penalties this season, most in the league. Room to the outside. Another decent run. P. Ryan takes this one to the 29-yard line.
A guy who's having a night is Drew Sample. Mike Gesicki, Tanner Hudson, both those guys are receiving tight ends. Nobody really talks about 89. And for this team to run the football, they had a double team there on the left side by Reisner and Orlando Brown. And the guy who could really sprung that was 89 Sample. This team's running the football. I mean, like you said, look at those numbers.
2nd down and 4 against Pittsburgh.
Right.
180. That's right.
Quick throw. Higgins inside the 10. Higgins in the end zone. And a Cincinnati lead. "29 yards to the end zone."
Cannot say enough about Joe Flacco. He moves the linebacker Holcomb here, and then he's got to worry about the safety getting down. Move the linebacker, get it out early, and that gives T. Higgins a chance to be able to pull away from the safety.
Flacco now over 100 yards, 102. Rodgers is at 101. McPherson to tack on the point after him. And with 2:52 to go in the opening half, the Cincinnati Bengals. Of course, it reminds us of, we did a game in Cleveland a couple of years ago, the Jets against Cleveland, and Flacco led them into the playoffs. And as they left the field that night, the crowd was chanting, "Flacco, Flacco, Flacco."
That was a great night.
We may see that again. 5-yard line. Gainwell to run this one back. Gainwell, the ex-Eagle, up to the 31-yard line. They'll start from there. Will Rodgers and company. 2:47 to halftime.
See how they attack here. Of course, plenty of time to be patient with the running game if they mix in the jumbo look. You know, this is an offense, when it comes to receivers, they have DK Metcalf. They have DK Metcalf and 4 tight ends. And Jalen Warren and Kenneth Gainwell out of the backfield. With Calvin Austin down, who's the next receiver? If they try to take DK Metcalf away, make somebody else beat you, who is that guy going to be?
Hey, 28.
Well, they talked about getting Roman Wilson more involved. He's caught 1 tonight for 4 yards. Little flip here. Warren. Ball is out. And the Bengals, unless they're going to rule it down, so it's no fumble, they're going to rule it down.
The runner was down by contact. 2nd down.
Just for a moment, Brad was ready to explode again.
Barrett Carter is again the rookie that's wearing the green dot, who's a great leader. Comes in, and you can see the elbow, the knee, everything down, and then the football comes out. Good job by the officials on top of it. Osai kind of set the edge, and Carter cleaned it up.
Gain of 3, 2nd and 7. Pass caught. Breaking a tackle. Warren picks up the first down, and that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning, officially at 1:58 to go. With the Bengals leading 14.
And then just waltzes out to L.A. and wins the Super Bowl.
But of course, that's how you end your career, right?
It's exactly how you end it.
Elway did it. Peyton Manning did it. Meanwhile, 1:58 to go. In the first half, it's a 1st and 10 near midfield from the 48-yard line. Ball handed off, and a gain of 5 here for Jalen Warren to the 47.
Obviously, plenty of time. The 3 timeouts. Nobody better in command than Aaron Rodgers. But again, the question is, outside of DK Metcalf, who will step up? if the Bengals take that away with a double team.
Meanwhile, he just went past Ben Roethlisberger, career passing yardage. 5th on the all-time list. Gain of a couple here, setting up a 3rd down. 3rd and 4 as Arthur Smith sends in the play.
This Jenkins, haven't said his name much tonight, but he made a heck of a play right there. Because if he didn't make that play, the linebacker's dropping out. It's 1st down yardage, but 90 prevented that with great quickness.
Down to a minute. 3rd and 4. Rodgers throws. He's going to get the 1st down on a throw to the 41 into the arms of Warren, tackled by Carter, and now they will take the first of their 3 timeouts.
Is a 1st down. Timeout.
Surprised the Bengals are getting such depth there with the linebackers. It's all those quick throws.
Back in 30 seconds. Outs. Rodgers and the Steelers at the Cincinnati 41-yard line. The back is Gainwell. He makes the catch and then falls down. Right there. So now you've got another timeout taken here. So we were talking to Tomlin yesterday about winding up with Aaron Rodgers. So they start to talk, and only the way Mike can put it, he says, I wasn't into speed dating. So they had a number of conversations. It took a while. Aaron had even thought about retiring, and there were a couple of other options that he had. But he seems to have found the right fit right now.
Yeah, and he made it very clear he had some things going on in his life, and he wasn't necessarily in a hurry either. And he said that chased some people away, and it was just almost meant to be for him to end up in Pittsburgh. And he could not have gone on enough about the organization, the city, Tomlin, the structure, everything, how much he loves being a part of it.
2nd and 13. The pass is hauled in, and they're going to say that did he stay in bounds? They're going to say yes. Meanwhile, the Bengals wind up with the ball, but the official has stopped there at what would be the line to gain and beyond, even though Cincinnati's now showing we've got the ball.
Yeah.
DJ Turner.
I think 20 ended up pulling it out of DK Metcalf's arms and has the interception. If he got his feet down, he definitely got the ball out.
And now you got the conference going on. The crowd, of course, is responding to what you see, the replay.
He definitely has the football. I think it's more about the feet down. What an effort here by Turner to get this ball out. Just to get it out. The right foot's definitely down. Let's see it here.
Terry, what are you seeing?
Al, I see an interception. The defender takes the ball away. The knee gets down in bounds. This should be an interception.
Is the ball move at all enough, Terry, for you to have any doubts about that?
I don't believe it does. I think he's got complete control with that knee down and then maintains control through contact with the ground.
Let's not lose sight of how, I mean, that is a huge, not just the time of this play, but what a play by Turner.
Was the knee down before the hand was out of bounds?
After a crude discussion, the ruling on the field is an interception by Cincinnati. 1st down.
So the Bengals celebrate. The crowd goes wild again. Rodgers has a stern word with Clay Martin. And not only will the Bengals stymie this drive and get the ball back, they're going to get the ball to start the second half.
Now, I'll tell you something. I think DJ Turner right now is playing as well as any corner in the NFL. It's very fitting that he ends up making his play. The ball, what a throw by Aaron Rodgers to get it in. But DJ Turner does not give up on this play. The 3rd-year player out of Michigan, he's beat, but he doesn't give up on it and ends up ripping it out and gets the turnover.
Tremendous play.
The interception has been confirmed. It's 1st down Cincinnati. Please set the game clock to 40 seconds. 40 seconds when the interception happened, please. 40 seconds.
40 seconds. Meanwhile, you have one timeout for Cincinnati. Are they going to be happy to go in with a 4-point lead in the ball in the third, or try to throw something deep downfield?
I think they always, the way Joe Flacco's playing with these receivers, they'll probably let's keep firing downfield.
He's hot. Why not? To the outside. He's got a man. Is he inbounds? Yes. Chase again.
I mean, who does this? 10 days he's been in this city. You know how long it takes for quarterbacks and receivers to work on timing? Look at this, ball's out. Ball's out. Jamar Chase then turns, and it's right in his lap. Joe Flacco is a unicorn. What is he doing out there?
They're going to look at this again. Did he get both feet in?
Ruling on the field was a completed pass. That play is now under review.
Yeah. All right, the question is, does he get both feet in?
Well, the right foot's in. The question is, does the left foot drag? The left toe had the drag. The right foot is down.
All right, they're going to check this out. And we'll...
Right foot's down. Does the left foot? That's a catch.
Here's the beat. Back after this.
After review, the pass was incomplete.
So as we went to commercial, we talked about, did he get both feet down? He did. That wasn't the problem. Here's your problem. Lost control of the ball.
Yeah, you see the ball. Both hands came off the football. So we're focused on the feet. And did he drag? And he did. But he lost possession.
So it's 37 seconds. You go back now to the 30-yard line. And it's a 2nd and 10. Again, they have that one timeout remaining. Flacco again to the sideline. Chase has to try to get out of bounds, which he now does to save that timeout. Tackled there by Thornhill, gain of 12, first down.
Okay. Good job to fight to get out of bounds. Remember, Evan McPherson, he hit one last week from 67, even though it got waved off, so he has plenty of leg in this new world that we live in the NFL with kickers. So you're trying to get to the inside the Pittsburgh 45-yard line, and you can start really thinking you got a shot here.
Yeah, that would have been an NFL record, but Matt LaFleur had other ideas by calling the timeout for Green Bay. High snap, handles it well. To the outside again, and you got Chase making the catch here. Chase against Ramsey. What a matchup.
Again, back-to-back plays with that one timeout, working the boundary with Jamar Chase. Jalen Ramsey, you can see the leverage to the outside, but the route goes in and then back out. And look at the location of the football. Let him get his feet down and get out of bounds. One thing we've learned about Joe Flacco in 10 days and 2 games, when in doubt, where is number one? That's where he's throwing the football.
2nd and 1. If they didn't get another yard here, you'd have a 67-yard attempt. 2nd and 1. Pressure coming. Over the middle, passes a little low and behind, and now you got a flag coming in, and Joey Porter says you got to be kidding. T. Higgins, intended receiver.
It's been a rough first half for the Steelers secondary with these penalties.
Pass interference. Defense number 24. Stop foul. Automatic first down.
It's, again, the matchup we want to see, Joey Porter with the length against T. Higgins in the length.
We've seen worse, haven't we?
Yeah. I mean, there's a grab there, and I guess it came from the back judge. Maybe that's what he saw.
Well, so be it. Ball at the 37-yard line. 20 seconds. Flacco again to the outside, too high this time. Once more trying to get to Chase, covered by Ramsey. That took 4 seconds off the clock. 16 ticks left.
And most important thing, as always, holding on to that one timeout, continue to work the boundary. I'm surprised that Jalen Ramsey, he's given that boundary up to Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase keeps setting him up inside as if he's going to go by him to the inside. And all it takes is a little bit of movement from Jalen Ramsey to allow Chase back out. Now you got Porter up at the top against Ramsey with safety help.
Flacco over the middle. Pick up a little bit of extra yardage here. Noah Fant makes that catch. And they've got the timeout, which they will use and set up a field goal attempt with 3 seconds. Timeout, Cincinnati, no time to spike
Cincinnati calls their third and final timeout of the half. 30 seconds.
So how has Jamar Chase done so far? 11 targets, 7 catches.
Yeah, they always are looking for unique ways. It was good concentration to be able to finish that play. Any way they can get him the football. They've done a nice job of moving him. You know, you can't let this Pittsburgh defense know exactly where he is lined up. Since after he had a drop, comes right back with a touchdown.
Going to spot the ball at the 39, so a 49-yard field goal attempt. William Wagner to snap it. Ryan Rifko to hold it. And McPherson trying to send the Bengals to the locker room with a 7-point lead. From 49. Kick is up. Kick is perfect. Crazy stuff happening on Thursday nights like every week now.
Every week. Whatever you think's going to happen.
Bengals have lost 4 straight. Steelers have won 3 in a row. But it's Cincinnati 17-8 with a 3-game winning streak. Pittsburgh at 4-1. And Cincinnati with a 4-game losing streak. But Flacco has come to town. And it's, to this point, made quite the difference. Bengals get the ball. Run back to the 33-yard line by P. Ryan. Moments ago, Kaylee was with Mike Tomlin.
Mike, you guys had control of this game early, and then the Bengals came alive. What did you tell your team at the half?
It's simple from my perspective. We got to take care of the football, and we got to stop the run. We turned the ball over twice. They ran for 100 yards in the first half, and that's not a recipe for winning football. We got to take care of the ball. We got to stop the run. We'll be okay.
And what about Jamar Chase and T. Higgins? What adjustments can you make there?
It's less significant. It's the fact that they're on schedule. We got to stop the run, man, and put them behind the sticks, and that'll be less significant.
Yeah, who would have figured they have to stop the run because Cincinnati hasn't been able to run at all. Meanwhile, he almost escaped the chase, but tripped up by Darius Slay. Got just enough to knock him down after a gain of 4.
There are 9 Steelers in the box, so he took the easy way. That's an alert. That's an easy answer. If they're overmatched at the line of scrimmage, he just flipped it out there to Jamar Chase. There was one man out there. If Slay doesn't make that tackle, that's a lot of yards to open up this first play of the second half.
Yeah, Slay got hurt on the play. There he is. Up on one knee and now up. So Slay picked up in his 13th year. They went out and they got Slay and they got Jalen Ramsey, and Mike Tomlin was saying, listen, we had to pick up some of these veteran guys because we were worried about Chase and Higgins facing them twice.
Yeah, and in fact, he's challenged them this week. Guys, this is why we brought you in for this game. These receivers. Yeah, that first half, Mike Tomlin is all over it. I mean, 2 turnovers. Think about this. The Steelers are 2nd in the NFL coming into tonight, +7. And the Bengals they've struggled all year. They're 29th at -4 in turnover margin, and they were able to create the 2 in that first half.
Just saw Brandon Echols, number 26. He comes in to supplant Slay, at least for the moment. 2nd down and 5 now. Flacco, that deep drop. It's Chase. And Chase dives forward, about 1.5 yards shy of the first down. Tackled by Patrick Queen. 3rd down.
This is a game on a short week with the Steelers sitting at 4-1. And the Bengals, the closest team right now in the division at 2-4. This is a chance for a knockout punch for the Steelers to really extend their lead. And they knew they would take on a desperate team. The best thing you can do when you play a desperate team is knock them out early. And they had that chance. Up 10-0. And the Bengals, to their credit, didn't back away. They just kept fighting back. And I think they realized what's at stake.
3rd and 2. The ground game again to the 45. Goes Samaje Perine. So this team now over 100 yards, almost double what their average was for a game to this point in the season.
We can't say enough again about the offensive line, the much maligned offensive line. Dalton Reisner, who's in there at left guard for Dylan Fairchild, the rookie, he has had a game. It's a tough defensive line and structure to be able to win the line of scrimmage. But even in 3rd and 2, you could see the push they got there to open it up for Pirine.
Chase Brown back in. He's already run for 74. Here he goes again. Nice gain there. 8 yards into Pittsburgh territory to the 47-yard line.
Drew Sample sets the edge and then allows left guard Reisner and the center. Watch Ted Karras make the snap, and he and the left guard, they're going to pull around. Good job by 89 right there on the outside linebacker, Alex Highsmith. So once you get the edge set with 89, that allows a big lineman to come around downhill, and you get behind that if you're Chase Brown. Positive yards again on 1st and 10.
What is it?
2nd and 3. Flacco throws. Chase again. Inside the 35. Darius Slay came back into the game. He makes that tackle. This crowd it's almost, they're in disbelief right now.
And how about Joe Flacco? He's up under center. He makes the check. The reason he makes the check, look at all the jerseys up tight near the line of scrimmage. Why not go back to number 1 on the quick slant? If you're going to overload the line of scrimmage and you're going to leave the best receiver in the NFL one-on-one, no matter who the corner is, Joe Flacco is going to throw the football out there. Good recognition, 10 days of knowing this offense, and a good check there at the line of scrimmage.
To the outside. Chase again. Inside the 20. Well, you know, we've been watching Flacco for a lot of years. Does anybody throw a prettier spiral?
I don't think so. It's the combination of being shocked that the offensive line's giving him plenty of time. And there's the throw you're talking about, how tight the spiral is. I think he has so much more confidence throwing. He told us this week, he said, I just can't believe how good Jamar Chase and T. Higgins are. I always knew they were, but to be the guy that's throwing them the football, it gives you such confidence to get back and put the ball where you know they're going to make a play on it.
You saw those numbers, 11 catches for 99 yards for number 1. To the ground again. Chase Brown, his 7th carry, 7 for 84, 2nd and 7.
Well, that time Patrick Queen actually shot the gap and got in there. One of the first times he's been able to get in there. But that time Chase Brown was able to have a jump cut around him. So instead of a loss for maybe 2 yards, he's able to get some positive yards. Steelers have been really dialing up the blitz all night, but especially when the Bengals have gotten down inside that 20-yard line.
Watch.
8th play of the drive. Deep drop. Avoids the sack. Going for it all and just throws that one out of the end zone. Be 3rd down and 7. Meanwhile, you got Joey Porter, who's in the medical tent. So he's out. Slate was down on one knee, but he is back in.
These 3rd downs, we've seen obviously Jamar Chase targeted. The Bengals are 4 of 6 so far tonight on 3rd down. It goes back to what Mike Tomlin told Kaylee about. We got to get him behind the sticks. Well, here's an opportunity. You got him at 3rd and 7. How are you going to hold up against these receivers?
Doing a good job on Watt tonight. And that is caught. And that is Josebush with Eccles making the tackle just a little short. You see where the official is lined up. A yard, maybe a millimeter or 2 less than that. Crowd, of course, wants him to go for it, and he will. 4th down and 1.
Now, Zach Taylor knows he's 2 and 4. The Steelers are 4 and 1. You have an opportunity right now. They're up 7 points. Put your foot on the gas here, and you've controlled the line of scrimmage for the most part, even in short yardage situations.
Running back is Pirine. Play clock at 1. The sneak. He gets pushed. And now you got a timeout. Timeout.
I see a red flag, maybe a challenge flag by Zach Taylor on the spot in the previous play. Yeah, the spot, previous play, yeah.
There it was, threw it out at the very last second.
Prior to the snap, Cincinnati threw their challenge flag to challenge the ruling on the field of the previous play. that the runner was short of the line to gain. That play is under review.
Okay. That's as late as we've ever seen a flag come out. And he gets word from up top. Throw the flag. Does he have it? We'll find out.
This is an unsuccessful challenge. Cincinnati will be charged a timeout.
All right, so here's where we are. It's going to be 4th down and inches. They lost the challenge, but they actually moved the ball a little closer from 1 yard out to, half a yard, 40, whatever it is, 2/5 of a yard.
You got to get right to the 8-yard line.
Exactly.
You're inside a half a yard.
There it is. What do you do here? Do you sneak it? Do you throw it? He runs the back.
They're pinching.
They push, and they have it. So Flacco, with a little help from behind, picks up the first.
And Drew Sample gets behind. Good surge in front, and then Sample making sure with the push from behind, plenty of room there to be able to pick up that first down. Needed about a half a yard and got about a yard and a half.
So Flacco's still only been here about a week or so. They've already figured out their own tush push. 1st and goal.
You got both receivers lined up to the left, stacked.
On the ground. Inside the 5. Ryan, 2nd down and goal. Opening drive of the second half. They've already run 11 plays. 5 runs, 6 passes.
Go back to Mike Tomlin when he was at the podium saying that he was shocked that the Browns would let go of a guy that they would name the starter on opening day and let him go to a team within the division that was clearly struggling at that position. And now he's facing them tonight, down 7, potentially down 14 in the 3rd.
Yeah, shocked and flipped off too. 2nd and goal. To the end zone, knocked away. Higgins, the intended receiver, and Ramsey in on that play. 3rd and goal.
That was a great play by Jalen Ramsey. We've talked a lot about Joey Porter being on T. Higgins. Watch this route. T. Higgins runs a clean route. It's just really good anticipation. I love the length there, but what I really love is Jalen Ramsey's eyes the entire way were on Joe Flacco, which allowed him to time up and play that football and know exactly when it was in the air and when he needed to go airborne to knock it away.
Ramsey coming from Miami in the trade that sent Fitzpatrick to the Dolphins. 3rd down and goal. Flacco rolling, looking, throwing into the dirt, incomplete. So now you got 4th down and goal.
Well, here's an interesting thing. They know that Joe Flacco wants to get the ball to Jamar Chase. So you got Jalen Ramsey on him, but he has outside leverage. And the reason he has outside leverage is he has safety help to the inside there with 21, Chuck Clark. So that's exactly where when Flacco came rolling to his right, he was looking to Jamar Chase, but he was taken away. He had nowhere else to go with the football.
So McPherson now, chip shot field goal attempt, 23 yards. To try to make it a 10-point game. And for the Bengals, that is 20 unanswered points and a 20-10 lead in Cincinnati. We're back in 30 seconds.
You know, he likes to look at this as a team game and what's my responsibility, and likes to just kind of gather his thoughts once they make the adjustments. So he's over there kind of chilling out.
Yeah. Almost looks like a meditative look.
He does.
The 5-yard line, Gainwell up past the 30 to the 40-yard line. Good run back. They'll start from there.
Time now for Driven for More, presented by Hyundai, and it's Joe Flacco. And you keep talking about it, but you just have to be so impressed with his command of this offense. He's played 2 games in a new city with a lot of new teammates. Hasn't really thrown the ball much to T. Higgins. Obviously, even in practice, hadn't had much time. And yet, the operation has been clean for the most part. The timing between he and these new receivers has been clean. It's been a remarkable effort by what Joe Flacco and his team's been able to do working together.
First time in the half, the Steelers have had the ball. Start from the 39-yard line. Flip it back to Warren. Picks up 4 off the Spencer Anderson block. 2nd down, 6.
This offense, in the days of Aaron Rodgers and his glory days in Green Bay, they're built for situations like this. You get it down 10, you got 4 receivers, spread everybody out, you attack. Remember, this is an offense right now that has DK Metcalf, and they got a bunch of tight ends, and they got a couple backs. It's a tough offense. The design of the Art Smith offense right now, without a lot of receivers, makes it very difficult to fight your way back, even with an Aaron Rodgers.
Warren has 9 carries for 50 yards. 2nd down and 5. Has it again. Cuts to the inside. Picks up the first down at midfield at the 50-yard line. 1st and 10.
Now they need to respond. If you're just tuning into this game, it started off just the way you would think. Pittsburgh is a big favorite. They had a touchdown and a field goal in their first few possessions. Since then, back-to-back interceptions. And now their first possession here in the second half.
And both of those picks led to touchdowns by the Bengals. 6.5 left in the 3rd quarter.
Hey, single 55.
And that jumbo look.
Check. Yeah, single back. 319.
Again. Warren busts one. And Warren stays inbounds for a gain of more than 20. Tackled there by Geno Stone.
So even when you know it's coming with 1,000 pounds there on that right edge, the defense, watch how they flow. They're trying to get over there because they know what's coming, and you still can't stop it. It's one thing to realize that all that weight is lined up against you. But if you just run with your ears back and you're just tearing off, a good back's going to cut back against that, which is exactly what Jaylen Warren did there.
24-yard gain. That's their longest run of the season. Call it again. 4 straight. Gain of a couple this time. 2nd down. Tackled by Barrett Carter, the rookie out of Clemson.
It was a much better job that time on pursuit. Previous play, they were just flying to the outside to try to stop that powerful look. This time, Barrett Carter attacking from the inside out allowed him on that cutback to be able to make that play.
2nd and 8.
It's a tough matchup at the top with Darnell Washington, 300-pound tight end.
Rodgers looks that way, goes that way. It's incomplete. Hill covering on the play.
Now the question is, who do you put on a 300-pound, 6'7" tight end?
You tell me.
They put Dax Hill on him, and Dax Hill's a talented player, 6 feet, 195 pounds. But you're out there on an island, that's a mismatch, and that's exactly why Aaron Rodgers likes to split him out and throw the fade up to him.
3rd and 8.
Cincinnati, 7-8 guys up tight.
Gets it away quickly. And diving for a first down. And more is Roman Wilson making his 2nd catch of the night.
Well, I saw this guy play a lot in college, University of Michigan. He's had some injuries last year with the ankle. He's really like a rookie this year.
Meanwhile, flag is thrown on this play and incomplete. They went to the line in a hurry. On a 1st and goal, Clay Martin will make the call.
It's Cincinnati trying to get a man off, but I don't know if Pittsburgh had the right. I don't know if they were set in their formation.
So the play started at the 10, 1st and goal. Now
There are fouls by both teams on the play. Illegal shift, offense number 4 never set. Offside, defense number 58. He was also the 12th player exiting the field and did not get off. So we have defensive too many players for him as well. Those penalties offset. First down.
back where we started, 1st and goal from the 10.
Osai was trying to get off, with offsetting. Pittsburgh trying to go with a quick snap. See, besides Osai trying to get off, look at the confusion in the background there with Cincinnati's defense. It's a big opportunity for Rodgers and the Steelers here.
Down by 10, 4.5 to go in the third. The fake, pass to the outside, and they get it to Washington, but they bring the big man down. Demetrius Knight, rookie out of South Carolina, stopping him.
That's how you tackle a 300-pound tight end. Demetrius Knight said, first of all, he did a good job of being disciplined because Aaron Rodgers had great mechanics, did a good job of fooling some of this defense, but not 44. Good job of holding on for dear life on the big guy.
2nd and 18, Rodgers throws, dropped. Jonnu Smith that time. DJ Turner doing it again on the defensive side, 3rd and 18.
What a job of coming off of DK Metcalf. You know, he's out here, but look at his eyes. He sees where the football is thrown and immediately comes over to help out. That is a great play by DJ Turner.
Ball at the 19. They can actually get a first down inside the one. Meanwhile, now you've got Turner cramping up. So an injury stoppage here. So this will take him out of the secondary at least for one play. So a moment to reflect. We talked to Aaron Rodgers yesterday, and the question was, do you know what you're going to do after football? And he said, I'm going to disappear. He said, I've spent my whole life in the limelight. I said, I'm looking for the shadows. Well, he's already had a darkness retreat, so the shadows at least will provide more light than the darkness retreat did.
Well, that quote was amazing. I've lived in the spotlight long enough. Time to go to the shadows.
We'll see.
He said, you won't hear from me or see me for at least 4 years.
I wouldn't bet on that. But who knows? Anyway, first things first. Turner out. DJ Ivy in. 3rd and 18.
Well, that play by Demetrius Knight against a big tight end. If they don't score here, they don't get a touchdown. That would have been a touchdown without that play.
Rodgers has time. Throws. Caught. Touchdown. Pat Freiermuth. So the Steeler fans suiting him, Muth. So Freiermuth, who kind of has been not as effective or played as much as he has in the past. Big catch here.
Yeah, you split these safeties. Look when he releases his football. Right there. He's going to put it out in front in that big hole, and that's exactly how you do it. We're bragging about Joe Flacco getting the ball out early, and there with that split safety look, that's what Freiermuth is known for, being able to beat the zone down the seam, and what a throw by Rodgers.
Only his 9th reception of the season. His first catch of the game, his first touchdown this season, and it's a 3-point game in Cincinnati. Boswell puts it in the air, comes down at the 7-yard line. Taking it from there is P. Ryan. Brings it out to about the 33. Quick to Cayley. Playing until then, but there he is. He's been here before.
Yeah, the only thing that stands out to me there is 4 and 14 for the other 3 teams outside of the Steelers collectively.
Yeah, who figured that division figured to be as tough as any in the league coming into the season. Meanwhile, the pass to the outside here in a short game. But tonight, if Pittsburgh wins, they have a 3.5 game lead at this point in the middle of October. If they lose, it's a game and a half.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I think Cincinnati came into this even in a short week, realizing what was at stake, and it just feels like this is a important feel to which way this game could go. the Steelers with the veterans. We haven't talked about T.J. Watt a lot tonight. He hasn't made many plays. Nick Herbig, we came in thinking he and Alex Highsmith, all these guys, it's been quiet on that side of the ball. This is where great teams, those players start making plays at this point in the game.
Yeah, abnormally quiet for that group. Flacco throws, that's caught. Tackle made to the 39-yard line. T. Higgins tackled by Joey Porter, who spent some time in the medical tent, but he is back. It's 3rd down and 4.
And I think a big part of that is Zach Taylor, the scheme, Joe Flacco getting the ball out, the offensive line playing well, running the football with Chase Brown. You know, it all works together on how you can slow T.J. Watt and Nick Herbig and this ability to rush the quarterback.
2:30 left in the 3rd. On 3rd and 4, Flacco under pressure, going deep and hauled in. And stopped at the 21-yard line. Yosevash.
Well, let me tell you how important Jamar Chase is to this play. He doesn't make the catch, but watch what this safety is thinking about. He's not worried about 80. 80's manned up. We're good there. He's coming down to take that first down away. And instead, you leave yourself vulnerable on the back end. Good job. Joe Flacco wanted to throw it to the first down marker and get the ball to Jamar Chase, but with the safety coming down, good job of coming off of that and making a good throw downfield.
37, Andre Yosevash with the catch. Ball to 24. Flacco looks one way, then the other. Higgins again to the 18-yard line. T.J. Watt putting the pressure on that time. Flacco getting it away. Joe is now 23 of 33 for 222 yards.
And T.J. Watt going off, kind of a little bit of a limp as he's jogging off the field. And you're right, he was right there. Al had a chance. But again, I think I got to go back to Joe Flacco 10 days in. The fact that he gets pressured and he has an answer, he knows where to go with the ball. Instead of a look of panic, he just simply, oh, that's not there. Pressure, check it down.
2nd and 4. Another quick throw to Chase. He gets tripped, gets inside the 10-yard line. Darius Slay making that tackle, final minute of the quarter.
Every time he's one-on-one, it doesn't matter who's out there, it's Darius Slay, he's going to get to the inside. I'm surprised they're not taking the inside away by leveraging and moving in a half body. But Joe Flacco looks like he's playing backyard football. I mean, he looks like his pulse is at about a 48. He's just chilling out there playing ball.
Over 6,000 receiving yards now in his career. Flacco throwing a little low and incomplete. You know, I think Joe Montana was the first guy they called Joe Cool, right? Yeah. And then Joe Burrow is Joe Cool. This is another Joe Cool.
Yeah, without a doubt. And we've always known that about him and his career. It's just, I don't care who you're a fan of, you got to be in awe of a guy, not just his age. I don't care if he's 21. The guy's, he's out here playing at 40 years old. And I don't care who it is. It's just a command of an NFL offense against an NFL defense. And to be able to make these plays is just remarkable.
2nd and goal. Keep it on the ground. Burrowing his way just inside the 5-yard line is Chase Brown. And that should take us to the 4th quarter. Another good one on a Thursday night. We've had a whole bunch in a row. End of 3. Cincinnati 20. Pittsburgh 17 on Thursday Night Football. Now to Paycor Stadium, where it's 3rd down and goal as we start the 4th quarter. Bengals up by 3, trying to extend the lead, and the pass is caught for the touchdown. Noah Fant, the tight end.
And that was a huge possession for both teams, because if you get them to settle for a field goal, you're down 6, you get the ball back to Aaron Rodgers, you got a chance to take the lead here in the 4th quarter. Instead, Flacco finishes that drive off, 8 plays, 67 yards, and instead of going to Jamar Chase into the boundary, ends up making a great play there to find the tight end in the crease into that zone for the touchdown.
Along his travels, Flacco spent some time in Denver. Fant was his teammate there. It's a 2-possession lead again for the Cincinnati Bengals. 3 seconds into the quarter, 27-17.
Now, one thing that you always see down here are these rubs or screens. T. Higgins trying to get involved there. See a Steelers player that goes down. They're looking around wanting offensive PI. Flacco navigating. Look at the intensity. He might be zen on the sidelines, but he's back there in the pocket. He's got the eyes of just a locked-in quarterback looking for an answer, and there's the intensity.
Zach Taylor, the head coach, the play caller, calling an almost perfect game. Flacco now for 237 yards, 3 touchdowns. And not only here for 10 days, but playing 2 games, in 4 days.
Incredible. This was a desperate football team sitting there at 2-4. Like you said, you're either a game and a half out or 3.5 out. Huge difference, only 7 weeks in.
To the 1-yard line. Williams spins, tackled to the 26.
Well, let's take a look at our next-gen stats powered by AWS, and what a night for Jamar Chase. This is a guy against man coverage. You would think he's always able to get open, but look, 8 receptions, career high, 76 yards against man coverage. Look at the previous weeks. Quarterback not able to get him the ball, just 6 receptions. But now with Joe Flacco back there, the offensive line, the running game, there's opportunities, and boy, they cash it in.
Hey, single back. Hey, AB man.
So Rodgers and company down by 10. Start from the 27. Toss, Warren. Out of room. Across the 50. Into Bengals territory. Carter making the stop. So neither team coming in had a running game. Now both do.
And you got all 3 tight ends on the right side, and they get a hat on a hat. Watch these 3 do their jobs. Jonnu Smith, 81, 88, Freiermuth, 80, Darnell Washington. You break 1 tackle, you got a lot of space there for Warren to pick up huge yards there on 1st and 10.
37 yards. Warren has now gained 119 yards tonight on the ground.
Hey, 855. Go.
Quick throw to the outside. Freiermuth stays in bounds, has the first down and a few more.
Now with Jonnu Smith and Darnell Washington and even Connor Hayward making plays in recent weeks, I think a lot of people have forgotten about Pat Freiermuth and what this guy can do. And with a lack of receivers with Calvin Austin down, look what this guy can do. Don't forget about 88 for a team that needs help besides DK Metcalf. Boy, 88 is stepping up tonight.
Yeah, made only 1 start this season. Juggled by Rodgers, but he gets it away. Goes back to 88 again. 2nd down.
For a team that you would look at and think, okay, how are they going to be able to fight back without a lot of receivers for Aaron Rodgers to throw to? They're sticking to their guns. Art Smith, the offensive coordinator and play caller, toss sweep into the boundary, great blocks, huge yards, couple passes to Freiermuth, and they're inside the red zone. Blink of an eye.
Quickly. Started at their own 27. Drive 2 minutes old at this point. 2nd down and 9. Quick throw to the outside. Metcalf spun down, takes it to the 12-yard line. Tackled by Oren Burks.
You motion the tight end. You get a couple tight ends out in front of the big DK Metcalf, who's gotten so many of his yards after the catch this year. You'd think about him as a vertical threat in his days in Seattle. But his first year, this first half of this season in Pittsburgh, it's been a lot of yards after the catch and quick throws.
That's his first catch since the first quarter. 3rd down, 4. Rodgers, quick throw, caught. That's going to be a first down. Goes to the big man, Washington. First and goal.
You know, Darnell Washington moves from the right to the left. And what I want you to notice when he moves is watch the linebacker right here. Looks a little bit confused. That's Oren Burks. He looks to the outside like he thinks he has help from a safety, but there's nobody there.
First and goal from the 4. Give it to Warren. And Warren still going. Then they push him back, forward progress. We'll see where they mark it, probably around the 2-yard lines. It'll be second and goal.
You know, Jalen Warren, you think of Najee Harris is a big, powerful back. He's now, of course, with the Chargers. Warren, 5'8", 215 pounds, short, low center of gravity. But, boy, he runs hard behind that offensive line. There wasn't much push up front, but he just kept moving his legs and got some positive yards there.
He's run for 121 tonight.
Putting Warren and Gainwell back there.
Second and goal comes in a tight formation. Play fake. Rodgers throws, and that's hauled in by the big man Washington. That didn't take long. Makes it a 1-possession game again on a drive that took less than 4 minutes from their own 27-yard line.
Good job in navigating through there by Darnell Washington, but honestly, Jalen Warren, we just talked about the job he did as a runner. This is what I talk about physicality. What he does without the ball, boom! That's against a rookie, Shamar Stewart, and a good job of just kind of getting hidden there between the backers by the 300-pound tight end, if you can do that.
Boswell makes it 27-24. The Cincinnati Bengals up by 3 on a 57-degree Thursday night in Cincinnati. Meanwhile, that ball was skid into the end zone. Juggled there by Taj Brooks. Come out to the 20.
Yeah, maybe he saw this coming. I think it's just a respect that he has for not just Joe Flacco, but the receivers that Joe Flacco is going to be throwing the football to, right?
You know, the whole league has become a quarterback resurrection tour, right? We know about Mayfield, we know about Darnold.
Right.
You know, in a way, Rodgers, now back to kind of Green Bay for him. Flacco.
Yeah.
It's wild. When are you going to make a comeback?
Even a young Mac Jones with the opportunity he's had
exactly
in San
right.
Francisco.
Exactly right. Daniel Jones, Any Jones from the 20-yard line. Chase Brown avoids a tackle. Picks up a first down.
It's time for Exceeding Expectations, presented by Jeep. Time to throw. Let's keep an eye on this because we knew about Aaron Rodgers and what he can do getting the ball out fast. But you know what? When you get the ball out like this, it's recognition of coverage, being able to find the matchups. You know, there have been times the offensive lines had to do their job and give him time. But, boy, he has done such a good job of finding, especially when Jamar Chase is isolated one-on-one. The ball is out in the blink of an eye.
Fake to Brown. Flacco rolls, throws, hits his man. Noah Fant beyond midfield. Tackle to the 44. Noah Fant tackled by Joey Porter.
Well, Mitch Tinsley off to the right clears out the safety in the corners. And then you got a matchup right there with T.J. Watt. Usually, I take that back, Jack Sawyer on the edge there. His eyes are in the backfield thinking about what has he got to do to get to the quarterback. He's not worrying about coverage. And with the back end taken downfield, there's just a ton of room there. And a heck of a call there on 1st and 10.
Inside 10 minutes. In the 4th. Flacco has time. Has that one tipped incomplete. Jack Sawyer came in. Tipped it. Second down. Down to Kaylee we go.
So, guys, I asked quarterback coach Brad Crackthorpe for the Bengals the most impressive moment since Joe Flacco got to town last Tuesday. He said it was last Wednesday at practice, less than 24 hours after that trade. They gave Flacco about 30 plays to run at that practice, and he did it without pause. Crackthorpe said that's when you're reminded he's been in the league for 18 years.
18 pretty good years, too. Super Bowl 2012, Super Bowl MVP that year. Quick throw to the outside. It's low, but it's caught by Jamar Chase. You think back to Flacco. I tell you, in that 2012 season, he had a pretty good regular season. I think he had 22 touchdown passes and 10 interceptions. In the playoffs, in the 4 games, 11 touchdown passes, no interceptions.
Man, always been a strength of his. But I don't think anyone doubts, oh yeah, he's been around for this 19th year. It's just how tough it is to adjust to a new offense with new players and to be able to play on time is what I think you have to just really marvel at.
So on that note, most receptions to a wide receiver in his career. And here's another one, 14 catches for Jamar Chase, spinning to the 24-yard line.
That's 17 targets tonight. That's the most by any player in the NFL all year. And he does everything. You know, he's got ball skills. We saw that in the previous play. But he's a running back after the catch. You know, he could go downfield vertically. You could throw it to him underneath. And now he bounces off. That's Patrick Queen, the middle linebacker that he just bounced off of. You're kind of running out of things to say about Jamar Chase. That's his 18th target. He's that guy.
And 14 catches from the 24 in a game that's turned into a track meet. That's Brown, and Brown is now over 100 yards. A guy who came in averaging 2.7 yards per carry has now run for 106 yards on 10 totes, more than 10 yards per carry.
And go back to Mike Tomlin talking to Kaylee. We have to play better on 1st and 10. We got to get him behind the sticks. That was another 1st and 10 positive run, averaging 7 yards of play on 1st and 10, 11 yards per rush on 1st and 10.
We're good. Aggie. Six.
Second down, 3.
Monday.
7.5 to go in the 4th. Showing blitz. Picked up. Flag is thrown. Brown for a couple. You saw the flag come in. That time Queen blitzing.
Yeah, that was the hold Queen created. The rookie who's had a really good night.
Holding. Offense number 74. 10-yard penalty. Replay second down.
This is about timing of a blitz. You can't tell in slow-mo. He's coming full speed. He timed that up perfectly, and it's really the only thing Rivers could do was respond with that left arm and hook him and then bring him down. Remember the days of Troy Polamalu timing up those blitzes. I'm sure if he's watching, he's proud of that by Patrick Queen.
For sure. Only 4 penalties tonight against the Bengals. Moves it back to a 2nd and 13. Flacco. And that's dropped by Chase.
That's unacceptable.
That's man.
What the heck's going on?
Man bites dog. That's the headline. Not your dog. But, you know. 3rd and 13.
Oh man.
Yeah, what's wrong with him?
Yeah, what's the deal? He said, wait a second.
Oh, that's perfect. Like, what?
That doesn't happen.
Not you. Who's that imposter wearing number 1?
Now you got Ramsey in the slot against Chase.
3rd and 13. Flacco keeping that swatted away. Crowd wants a yellow flag, and they will not get it. Higgins, the intended receiver. Porter covering on the play.
I'm going to let Terry maybe come in here, but what I see is Porter doing a good job of in phase and then turns around. And because he turns around, maybe that's why he allows some of that contact going back and forth. What do you think, Terry?
Yeah, it looks like a little hand fighting between both of them. A little pull at the end. I don't think it's enough for a foul.
And it wasn't. McPherson now a 45-yarder to make it a 6-point lead. And he bangs that one through. So he has now made 3 tonight. I think we're set up for another wild finish.
I think you're right.
30-24 Bengals for 37 tonight. His team down by 6. McPherson to kickoff. Williams and Gainwell set up to receive. And the kick to the 2-yard line. Deshaun Williams. Nice run back. He goes to the 40-yard line with 6:52 left in the fourth.
Yeah, plenty of time for Aaron Rodgers. Listen, I grew up in Southwest Ohio. I know how Cincinnati fans think, whether it's the Reds or the Bengals. There isn't a person in a white T-shirt or jersey that isn't thinking about a walk to their car with a 31-30 loss right now. I'm telling you, I'm getting texts from Cincinnati fans. I have a text chain called Pain that we are a part of for being Reds fans, and it carries over into the fall.
Now you got to let the sunshine in. Come on, it's a night game.
Well, I'm just saying, that's what you think's going to happen. Maybe it's a different night.
Right. They've seen too much through the years. From the 39-yard line, toss it back here. Warren. You know, you look at the Bengals this season, high hopes. They were getting off to such horrible starts through the years. Now they get off to a 2-0 start, but of course they lose Burrow. So the whole town is now depressed about the Bengals. They lose 4 in a row. Oh, it's another lost year. But now there's tonight.
What a night. Can they finish?
Go!
2nd and 7.
Which way? Hey, single 55. Single 55. Single 55. Go!
Another flip here. Spun down, setting up a 3rd and 4. You know, I've done a ton of Pittsburgh games through the years on the road. I've never seen fewer visiting jerseys in the stadium than I do tonight. I mean, it's all white.
Yeah, it's a credit to these fans showing up. Like I said, this is a desperate football team, a desperate fan base. They know what's at stake tonight with this franchise backed into a corner early in the year, 2 and 4.
Well, you do have some representatives from Pittsburgh, but it's a night when it's hard for the Steeler quarterback to bark out the signals. Play clock at 2, 3rd and 4. Incomplete. Freiermuth, the intended receiver. The coverage is good. It's 4th and 4, and in comes the punting group.
Before the snap, you know Aaron Rodgers is known for giving hand signals. You know, just sometimes they're faking, sometimes they're giving a real signal. He tried to get that ball to the inside. Of course, he is locked in to Freiermuth and his potential the night he's had, but unable to convert.
Corliss Waitman to punt. This will be his 2nd. Charlie Jones back for Cincinnati. Gets it away. Fair catch called for. He's going to let it bounce. And it's going to be down at the 9-yard line with 5:16 to play in a wild one in Cincinnati.
Tell you what, Mary Sims done a heck of a job holding up. They've used some chips from time to time with a tight end, Noah Fant. The backs have helped out, but he has had a quiet night. You see pass rush snaps 32, only 1 pressure. Fewest in a game all year for number 90, but still a long way to go in this football game. Important snaps coming up. Can he, as a leader and one of the alphas of this defense, make his presence felt here late in this game?
Well, as Dave Johnson would say, and down the stretch we come. With 5:16, Cincinnati with 2 timeouts coming down the stretch. Pittsburgh is all 3. Pass is juggled and incomplete. Chase tried to one-hand it, covered there by Brandon Eccles, 2nd and 10.
And you think they're backed up. Zach Taylor's going to run the football. They need to work some clock, and they come out in the very first play. They see a one-on-one matchup against a backup corner. Look at the location of that ball. Put it right over his outside shoulder, and he only gets to one hand up, but he had a chance at that play. And how about the aggressive nature from Zach Taylor, clearly coaching tonight to win, not just to avoid trying not to lose.
Chase has now been targeted 20 times in the game, 14 catches, 2nd and 10. Taking off, look at this. Gain of 13. And the crowd roars again.
You know, if you're going to pull off an upset, you got to break some tendencies. There's not a person watching this game, let alone who's on the field, including Mike Tomlin, that thought number 16 is going to pull a zone read with Highsmith closing down and pick up 1st down yardage.
That was a great sign, and Joe 2.0, we believe. 4.5 to go. Flacco throws that one pretty much away. Intended there for Chase. Eccles covering on the play. It'll be 2nd and 10 with 4:21 to go.
If they win this game and he joins the post-game show, number one, he'll keep his shirt on. Number two, that's the first question you got to ask about. I mean, he's had a great night, but what a play. What a play call.
Unreal.
Oh, they'll be around the set post-game.
Oh, for sure. We hire those people. 2nd and 10. No, we don't. Burrow under pressure. They finally get to him. Finally. Cam Hayward, the first guy to get in there. TJ Watt also in that play.
We just talked about, he hadn't made a play yet, but this is when these great players start to really take over. Look at the Ben, great hands, such a technician. They didn't chip him, so it freed him up. Hayward coming through the middle by Teddy Karras, and both of their leaders make a play when this defense needs it.
Yeah, two guys who figure to both wind up in Canton someday. 3rd and 18. On the ground, Pirine tackled by Benton. Crowd didn't like it. They're sensing what you talked about before.
Yeah, and he was aggressive on that series, but when it didn't work out, it's 3rd and a long way to go. He decides to run the football. The Steelers have all 3 timeouts, not to mention the 2-minute warning. He just wants that clock to work down and try to take as far down as they can.
So Rico into punt, his 3rd of the night. Keyshawn Williams back to receive it. Good kick. Fielded the 25. Williams has room and brings it back out to about the 43-yard line. So 2:46, all 3 timeouts, 2-minute warning, ton of time.
I mean, what a game. What an incredible game of back and forth. And can you ask for much more than Aaron Rodgers in a new uniform with the Pittsburgh Steelers, where they're 4-1, trying to have a magical year. 2:46 to go, down 6. Can number 8 go down there and trying to win this football game?
The battle of the aged has been a beauty.
Rodgers has 36 career game-winning drives.
Starts this drive after a 17-yard Williams return from the 42. Backfield empty. Rodgers under pressure. Chase throws. Too high and incomplete. Washington was there. Kind of gone through his hands. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Now you got to give some credit to Logan Wilson. This guy's been benched. He's the captain of the defense. He's been sat down for Barrett Carter. And watch what 55 does right here against the big tight end, Darnell Washington. Knows the awareness to scramble, has his head on a swivel, left hand up, makes one of the big plays of the night.
The guy was limited to like 12 snaps last week. Big play there, 2nd down and 10. Gainwell in the backfield. 4-man rush, pass over the middle, and it is hauled in there by Wilson. But a flag is down back at the 34-yard line.
Offense number 77. 10-yard penalty. We play 2nd down.
Left tackle Broderick Jones.
This is ironic. Broderick Jones was a right tackle in college, even last year. Now he's playing left tackle this year. And there's Miles Murphy. He's been playing left end in his NFL career. He was a right end in college at Clemson. Got off quickly and forced that holding call this time by Jones to push the Steelers way back.
Way back to a 2nd and 20. Rodgers avoids the sack. Deep downfield, caught at the 35-yard line, and going all the way to the end zone is Freiermuth. Pat Freiermuth, 68 yards.
He just got lost in the back end of coverage, Al. They've played so well defensively, and this time we keep asking, if it's not DK Metcalf in this offense, who is going to make a play to help Aaron Rodgers in his pass game? And you know who it's been tonight? Pat Freiermuth. What a night he's had.
4 catches, 106 yards for a man who came into the game with 8 receptions on the season. Now the all-important extra point to give Pittsburgh the lead, 31-30 off the foot of Boswell. So, Rodgers has brought them from behind. Now we'll watch Flacco.
Yeah, watch the safety go outside, and it just creates a huge space, a void in the zone. It's just an error. 2 defenders on one side all the way to the boundary. Geno Stone, 22, and DJ Turner. It's just a bust in coverage, and who better than Aaron Rodgers? Even after the scramble, he's got to avoid Osai. His eyes must have lit up when he saw how big of a void he had with 88 right in the middle of it. Throws that on a line. You can see the reaction. Stone tries to come back to recover, but there was a bust on the back end. And Aaron Rodgers once again responds, but leaves Cincinnati with an offense that's so dangerous, led by number 1, Jamar Chase, with a lot of time.
Man, the ebb and flow of this game.
And good for 88. Like I said, it's been so much talk over the last few weeks about Darnell Washington and Jonnu Smith and Connor Hayward. Tonight, Freiermuth reminded him what he can do.
Kudos to our crew. I think we have some fantastic reaction shots tonight. The facial expressions of the guys throughout the course of the game. Meanwhile, the run back here is out to the 30-yard line by Taj Brooks. So this is where Flacco, who has 29 career come from behind wins in the fourth quarter or overtime.
Well, Joe Flacco has an opportunity here to kind of chase away the kind of the hex that hover around Cincinnati. I'm sure there are a lot of people screaming at their TVs right now, but usually something like that happens at Cincinnati. There's no time left. But here, he's got time.
It's a good verb you use, chase away.
Free timeout.
Very good.
Thank you, sir. Hanging out with you on these dinners.
Please. That'll ruin you.
Great dinner last night.
Oh, that was terrific.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So 1st and 10, we have a officials timeout. As this drive now starts from the 30-yard line, and that pass is caught on the outside of the 41-yard line. Chase stays in bounds, picks up another couple, tackled there by Porter. That's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. It'll be first down at their own 45 with the Cincinnati Bengals with Pittsburgh on top. Bengals with 2 timeouts. 2 minutes to go in regulation. Flacco sidearms it. Chase again, and Chase will take it inside the 40. And that is 16 catches for him, a new Bengals team record.
Wow, of all times, confusion by emotion. Watch T. Higgins move and watch Patrick Queen, the leader of this defense. There's confusion. There's confusion. See him pointing, a lot of confusion, and that's why Jamar Chase ends up being freed up. The motion there with T. Higgins, Patrick Queen trying to get everybody on the same page. Really, just like Cincinnati's defense, a tough time to have a bust.
The wheels are spinning now on both sidelines. Strategy is going to be gigantic here once they get into field goal range. They're pretty close right now. Now, if you're Pittsburgh, you have to take a timeout.
Yeah, they've got to use their timeouts. They're going to use all 3 of them here. They use their first one.
Yeah, McPherson's long this season is 50 yards, 147.
Cincinnati will run the ball 2 more times. Pittsburgh has got to stop them from getting to that first down marker. which will allow them to get the football back, but it will set up Evan McPherson with his leg strength. It'll be a very makeable potential go-ahead score.
Yeah, I'll say leg strength. I mean, don't forget
last week.
67 yards, but timeout had been called by Matt LaFleur. Otherwise, that would have been a new NFL record. Tried it again and missed it. So the Steelers led by 10 in the second. Bengals led by 10. 3 seconds into the fourth. Pittsburgh up by 1. Second down and 8. Flacco down the sideline, caught, and sliding to a stop at the 6 is Higgins. Brilliant, just brilliant. Could have gone in, but this way he stops the clock. 1:37 forces Pittsburgh to use its timeouts and sets up what could be a game-winning field goal.
Great call, Al. I'm right there with you. Tight coverage, pulls away late, and then right there, the veteran presence to know exactly where he was on the field, what's going on with the game clock and what needs to happen. Slides down, protects the ball, makes Pittsburgh use their second timeout. As you said, I love the word brilliant decision by T. Higgins.
Tremendous. Makes the catch, can get into the end zone, understands exactly what's happening, forces Pittsburgh to use a timeout. They've got one, and McPherson getting ready to what he hopes is a game-winning field goal.
And for all you young receivers that want your clip or your moment, you take away the selfish approach and you realize that, yeah, it would have been great for him to score a touchdown there, but it would have hurt the team and given Aaron Rodgers the ball back with time. Instead, he slides down, obviously, and makes a great call.
Right. Flacco put it between the hash marks. That will force Pittsburgh to use that final timeout. Second and goal. Run a couple of plays, bring McPherson in, and who knows?
You were talking about who's going to be on that set postgame. How many seats do they have?
I'll tell you what.
They may, I mean,
well,
Higgins made it. Might have just made the list with that play.
He just brought a seat at the table, even though his counterpart scored 16 passes tonight for 161 yards.
So much at stake in this game for Cincinnati, sitting there at 2-4 without Joe Burrow. You bring Joe Flacco in, a great second half last week against Green Bay, and now with a shot maybe to take down the division leader.
Flacco buys a couple of extra seconds before he takes the kneel down there. Flacco, meanwhile, 342 passing yards tonight, 3 touchdowns.
Well, this second half, there have been so many answers. Cincinnati puts a score up. You're thinking, uh-oh, they're pulling away. Pittsburgh comes right back with a touchdown to themselves. Cincinnati goes up again. Pittsburgh comes back. It's just back and forth. I mean, this is what you love to see on a Thursday night, these divisional matchups.
Rodgers has thrown 4 touchdown passes tonight, all of them to tight ends. And now the Bengals will take a timeout using all of that clock. Want to run it down as far as they can. I mean, they're already starting to smile. But I don't have to tell you about the crazy kicks this year.
Oh, my gosh.
I want to put the kibosh on anybody. Just bringing up a fact.
Well, the kibosh is just 31-30 that I brought up about 30 minutes ago, right? And it has a chance to. Joe Flacco's in town, and he said, nah.
They're going to blame you. So Pittsburgh trying to avoid going to 4-2 and having only a 1.5 game lead. So Flacco buys a couple of extra seconds. He'll go to the bench. McPherson and his gang will come out and try to salt this one away.
Yeah, they have the last timeout. They can work it all the way down. Don't have to feel any kind of rush at all. Down to about probably 11 seconds. Joe Flacco is playing for the Cleveland Browns, a rival of the Bengals. He's down there leading this team, yelling on the sideline.
Final timeout by the Bengals.
Being a leader.
Then he got benched. Dylan Gabriel took over.
Yeah.
Here he is.
31 of 47 tonight.
Amazing.
342. and 3 touchdowns. And I think beyond that, his presence and his leadership, when he walked into the building with the guy in the hat with the hat on backwards down, it gave him hope. It gave him a belief. It affected the defense. It affected the special teams. It affected the coaching. Everybody believed with him here.
Here we go from 36. Snap good, hold good, kick good. What a night. Still 7 seconds on the clock, but for all practical purposes, the Cincinnati Bengals are going to come out of here with a win.
What a job by Zach Taylor. These last few weeks have been tough for Zach Taylor, for the Bengals. The seasons that they've had, some of the injuries that have occurred, the slow starts that have gone on. Zach Taylor's just kind of sat in the pocket and taken it and kept believing that this team could dig themselves out of it. And down 31-30 and thinking, okay, same old, Joe Flacco leads them right down and gives one of the best kickers in the league a chance to put them up. And Joe Burrow loves to see it. What reactions.
On both sides, in all circumstances.
Most important thing here is to get this ball either into the landing zone or into the end zone. You don't want to give Aaron Rodgers a chance.
Nope.
4 career Hail Marys, the most in NFL history.
Yeah, he's thrown a few. Even threw a double Hail Mary in a playoff game at Arizona a few years back. So this will bring it to 35. Meanwhile, you know, if you're the Bengals, all of a sudden, 4 losses, but you bring Flacco in. Their next 2 games, both here, Jets and then Chicago.
Wow. Isn't it incredible? What a win against a division leader. I mean, this could be a springboard. It's not just to get you to 3 and 4 and a game and a half behind the Steelers. You got some momentum. You got Joe Flacco rolling. You got the schedule you just mentioned, both games at home. It's amazing what one game can do to change the complexion of your approach and the direction of your season.
One game, one guy. 7 seconds. You got Metcalf down at the bottom of the screen. Do you run the lateral play? They'll try. Well, they're going to try to get it out of bounds first, and they do with 3 seconds. So Pat Freiermuth, who's had some night, picks up 5.
They're just trying to give Aaron Rodgers, get him a little closer before he throws it up there to DK Metcalf. He and Freiermuth.
Well, they're 60 yards from the end zone.
Metcalf by himself up to the right, up to the top.
Rodgers spinning, winding up as far as he can throw it into the end zone. What's going to happen here? Knocked down. DJ Ivey knocks it away. Never a dull moment in this one. Woo! What a game.
You know, the guy that has the most Hail Marys in the history of the NFL just threw that thing up perfectly, 60 yards. Everybody holding their breath.
Amazing. Just amazing. Well, the icy hot bowl, the Altacaca bowl, whatever you wanted to call this game tonight. It was wild.
And there was Joe Burrow saying hello to Aaron Rodgers. So you got 3 guys way back there, dropping 8 guys in coverage, and there's Rodgers. Throws it about 65, 70 yards, still throwing it a long way, but what a job of locating the football. Never a doubt with DJ Ivey.
Crowd holding its breath at that point.
He's done it so many times. Look at 38. High points it and just knocks it straight down.
Metcalf was down there. Crowd chanting, "Who Day, Who Day." Well, it's the second time we've seen Flacco do this on a Thursday night. He did it in Cleveland a couple of years ago. Does it tonight.
What a ball game.
Tremendous.
We've had, like you said, we've had a heck of a run.
And T. Higgins on a brilliant play, making sure that the Cincinnati Bengals could take it home.